Many of the world's most successful tycoons originate from humble and impoverished beginnings. A good amount of those who you may think have perfect lives because of their money and fame come from absolutely nothing. They make it their responsibility to turn their misery into a future they are able to use, and with this mentality, they can reach the top of the world. In this video, the top 10 inspirational rags to riches stories are counted down. Number 10. Guy Laliberte. Guy Laliberte is a Canadian-born virtuoso accordionist who began his career floating from festival to festival, walking on stilts and swallowing fire. He took a risk by buying a troupe one-way tickets to Los Angeles from Quebec in 1987. The troupe was an instant hit at the Los Angeles Arts Festival, and they soon traveled to Las Vegas, where they continued to perform, eventually morphing into the world-renowned Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil is now the world's largest theatrical producer, and with Laliberte still at the company's head, he now possesses a staggering $1.3 billion. Number 9. Ursula Burns. Before the Lower East Side of Manhattan was an area buzzing with tourists, it was a hub for various gangs. Ursula Burns was raised by her single mother in a housing project here, while her mother worked tediously by running a daycare center out of her home so that Ursula could receive a solid Catholic education. She later attended New York University and went on to become an intern at Xerox, a distributor of document solutions and services. She remained CEO of the company until December of 2016, until resigning to chairwoman. She remains the only African American woman to head a Fortune 500 company. Number 8. Howard Schultz. Howard Schultz was raised in the Bayview houses of Canarsie, Brooklyn, to a Jewish mother and father. His mother was a housewife while his father was a truck driver. However, Howard wanted to veer off course from his parents' average lifestyles. Despite extreme poverty, he excelled at sports and earned a football scholarship to the University of Northern Michigan. After graduating with a communications degree, Schultz went on to work for Xerox before discovering a small coffee shop named Starbucks. After falling in love with the small shop's pristine coffee, he left his position at Xerox and became Starbucks' CEO in 1987. After opening 60 shops, the popularity and revenue of the once small chain skyrocketed, allowing the company to eventually open 16,000 plus locations, earning Schultz a net worth of $3.1 billion. Schultz was even the owner of the former NBA team, the Seattle Supersonics, for a period of time. Number 7. Li Ka-shing. The family of Li Ka-shing fled mainland China for Hong Kong in 1940 to escape communism, where his father later died of tuberculosis when Li was just 15. To support his family, Li made plastics and eventually plastic flowers, becoming a major US import. By 1950, Li was able to start his own company, Chung Kong Industries. They started manufacturing plastics but later moved into real estate. Li continued to expand his ventures, and today has ownership of various companies involved in banking, cellular devices, satellite television, cement production, retail outlets, hotels, transportation, and power, only to name a few. This has earned Li a massive $31.2 billion. He is now the world's richest East Asian as well. Number 6. Leonardo Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio was born to a family of 5 children who lacked financial support from his widowed mother after his father passed away, 5 months before his birth. After being sent to an orphanage as his mother could no longer support him, he went to a factory making molds for automobiles and eyeglasses, where he lost one of his fingers to a machine. At 23, his income was plentiful enough that he opened his own molding shop making eyeglass frames, which later expanded into the world's largest maker of sunglasses, Luxottica. Luxottica now produces brands like Ray-Ban and Oakley, with 6,000 retail shops like Sunglass Hut and LensCrafters. His estimated net worth is a deserved $18.7 billion. Number 5. Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon Adelson grew up in tenement housing in Massachusetts, where he shared a bedroom with his parents and 3 siblings. His father, a Lithuanian immigrant, was a taxi driver, and his mother had a knitting store. When he was 12, he started selling newspapers and eventually ran a vending machine during his teens. Adelson tried a few different industries, from packaging toiletries to brokering mortgages. However, his biggest success came from developing a computer trade show. He converted that wealth into the purchase of the Las Vegas Sands Hotel and Casino. He has an impressive $35.2 billion net worth now, a long way from his humble beginnings. Number 4. Ingvar Kamprad. Ingvar Kamprad lived a typical farm life growing up, but always had a desire for entrepreneurship. At first, he bought matches in bulk from Stockholm to sell to his neighbors, eventually expanding his offerings to fish, decorations, and pens. Not satisfied with the small items, Kamprad took money gifted to him from his father and created a mail-order business. This business went on to become Ikea, short for Ingvar Kamprad, the founder, Älmtarid, his family farm, and the Gunarid, the parish in Småland where Kamprad grew up. The furniture prices at Ikea have remained low due to the cost of local overseas manufacturing, earning Kamprad a beefy net worth of $3.4 billion, although it's fallen from previous years. Number 3. J.K. Rowling. In the early 1990s, Rowling had just gotten divorced and lived from welfare check to welfare check while raising a needy child. She completed most of her Harry Potter books in cafes, as walking around with her daughter Jessica was the best way to get her tired enough to sleep soundly. Although rejected by many publishers initially, Rowling's first Harry Potter novel, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, was eventually published by Bloomsbury. The novel, as well as all 6 other Harry Potter novels, became a smashing success instantly. Many productions were adapted from her novels as well, and through her hard work, she possesses a cool $1 billion. Number 2. Sam Walton. Walton's family lived on a farm in Oklahoma during the Great Depression. To make ends meet, he helped out his family by milking the cows and driving the milk out to customers. Additionally, he delivered newspapers and sold magazine subscriptions. By 26, he was managing a general store after graduating from the University of Missouri with a bachelor's in economics. He used his $5,000 from the Army and a $20,000 loan from his father-in-law to buy a Ben Franklin store in Arkansas. He expanded the chain and then went on to found Walmart and Sam's Club. He died in 1992, leaving the company to his family, who are now among some of the wealthiest people in the world. Number 1. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah spent the first 6 years of her life living with her grandmother wearing impoverished dresses made of potato sacks. After being molested by 2 members of her family and a family friend, she ran away from home at age 13. At 14, she gave birth, only for her newborn to subsequently die of complications associated with sudden infant death syndrome. She went back to live with her mother, but her mother sent her to live with her father in order for her to turn her life around. She got a full scholarship to college, won a beauty pageant as a prejudiced African American, and was discovered by a radio station, which led to her incessant success. She starred in her acclaimed talk show for over 25 years until its finale in 2011. Despite all of her setbacks, she turned her life around, earning her respect, happiness, and love, as well as $3.1 billion. Thank you for watching, and please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment on what ideas you would like to see coming up in future videos. Also be sure to check out our previous videos.